Hi, it's Deidre. Today you and I are going to watch some of the spiritual TikToks. Spiritual TikToks. I have to say it into my mic or it's not going to pick up. It's a shotgun. We're going to watch some spiritual TikTok. Now, I don't believe that I am the most knowledgeable spiritual person. However, I have to be honest, a lot of the TikToks I see are kind of BS. And of course, if you enjoy this topic as much as I do, go ahead and follow and watch with me, because we're going to keep watching and exposing stuff that is not true, that is being very, very heavily spread through TikTok to people who are freshly awakened. And it's like, here, go back to sleep. We're not going to do that. So without further ado, frick.
I want y'all to think about something, and I really want y'all to really think. Do you ever wonder why it's so hard for Black people? Do you wonder why it was a whole slavery thing with us? Why are we killing each other like this? Like, seriously, just wait till I tell you the reason. We are the gods of this universe. We created this universe. You have to get out of the human form. We Black people have souls. We are from time and space, infinite beings. We never die. So that is why they try their best to institutionalize us. We have power.
What?
Beings. We never die. So that is why they try their best to institutionalize us. We have power. We have magic.
Institutionalize?
We have gifts from the motherfucking universe. And that is why they are so fearful of us. That is why they can't stand us. That is why they hate us, especially Black women. We are powerful as fuck. Period.
Okay, so that was loaded. I think this is probably one of my most favorite topics of the woke spiritual TikToks. I don't think she's totally wrong. I have a hard time with racial superiority. When you come to this planet, before everything else, you are your soul. We're a lot of things before we are our race, if that makes any sense. I don't think that there is a superiority per se, as far as like Black people compared to whatever else is in the world. There are a lot of races. It's not just Black and white. We all carry a sacred package of DNA that we are born from, and it all matters. What I'm trying to say is we all play a role. And to go down the road of thinking, oh, because I am Black, I am superior and I created the universe, I think is a little bit dangerous. It's actually taking you in the completely opposite direction to a whole nother extreme. From one extreme, which is being heavily oppressed, to the reactive extreme, which is I am a god. And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying a lot of times the reaction to trauma is what could be considered narcissistic behavior. I'm not saying she's a narcissist, but I am saying we need to be careful to go to that complete extreme to think that we are superior to everyone else because of how we've been damaged, if that makes any sense. Know your worth, know your power, know your strength, and just be that. You don't have to put other people below you in order to be that, if that makes any sense. We all have gifts. We all have a purpose, regardless of race. We are essential. Let's leave it at that.
Tattoos are spiritual portals able to open you up to high vibrational beings or demons. Through the symbols and things that you put on your body, you are opening up spiritual portals able to connect with your being on a deep level. This connection will allow for the energy of whatever you put on your body to manifest within your being. And you can see how one might use this in order to connect with people that are no longer with us and have that energy on them at all times. But just how you're able to connect yourself with loved ones that are no longer with us or higher vibrational entities and energies, you are also able to connect with demons and low vibrational entities. Now, if you're on TikTok, then you've heard about Yi. If you've tapped in with him, then you know what he stands for and why he has this sigil on his arm. And you can go through so many songs where he talked about how after he tattooed this sigil on him, he got contacted by demons who helped him run up his life. So be mindful of the portals that you're opening up on your body. If you're gonna get tattoos, make sure that they have a spiritual meaning behind them. Tattoos are ancient but have been tainted through modernization.
Yeah, I do believe that the symbols and stuff that you put on your body or just even look at can affect you vibrationally. I, for one, am of the belief that if it means something to you and is sacred to you, then that is enough, because it's your body and your mind and your soul that understands that vibration. Now, I held up this tattoo. It's my Coheed and Cambria tattoo. And I love it. I got it because that has been my favorite band for about 20 years. But if you look closely, I'm sure a lot of people would say, oh, that's an all-seeing eye. Oh, that's the toxic symbol. It's actually a key work from the comic. But yeah, even I had these thoughts like years later when I looked at it and I was just like, wait a second. It's a triangle with the circle in the middle. But I love Coheed. Honestly, I don't believe in living in fear of those type of things. Like, I know why I got it. I know what it means to me. You know, I enjoy Coheed. I enjoy the stories. This keywork is a symbol of that story to me. So I'm not worried about it. I don't think that we have to start living in fear of those type of things. And I think that's something that happens when we watch videos like this and feel like we have no power. You do have power. You have control. If you are concerned, pray over your tattoo. You create energy as well. It's not all just outside forces. You have power. You have a say. You're not powerless. I think the story here with the gentleman with the tattoo that says that he was then contacted by demons, I can see that happening, but I think there are a lot of other things at play as well. So don't just blame the tattoo. Pay attention to what else you're surrounding yourself with. I would ask, what else are you surrounding yourself with? Are you smoking weed? Are you drinking? Are you opening those doors? Are you thinning your veil in a dangerous way and just letting in any old vibration? Are you sleeping around with crazy people? Who knows? So I'm not saying that what he's saying is not true. He knows himself better than I ever will, than anyone ever will. I think a lot of things need to be considered alongside that. And yeah, discovering that is not a reason to be afraid on his part. It is a reason to strengthen yourself spiritually, which I think if he's able to call that out, then he's able to do so. That's like 80% of the battle is realizing there's an enemy. But that doesn't make you powerless. Let's just get that out there.
Wake the fuck up.
Y'all ever wonder why they made these emojis?
Wake up.
Cause it's shit like this.
Wake up.
Pete.
Wake
Look
up.
at that shit.
Wake up. Wake up.
Bro.
Wake up.
Oh my God.
Are those from Etsy? This is the type of TikToks that I have a problem with, because they're just taking any old pictures of the internet. Those look like Etsy crafts. And then saying, dude, this is real. Wake up. Like, that's dangerous. Don't do that to people. People who are on their way to waking up do not need to be sucked down into more lies and stuff that is totally detached from reality, which is essentially a trauma response. And waking up can be traumatic, and it's not good, to go straight down the road of believing mindless crap. I don't appreciate those being spread as truth. I guarantee you, if you do a reverse image search on those, you will find Etsy.
Uncomfortable signs you're becoming the person you're meant to be. This is part 4. Becoming the person you're meant to be means dying 1,000 deaths and letting go of the person that you thought you were going to be, your parents thought you were going to be, relationships you thought you were going to have, all of it. It's really common to grieve your past self, past relationships, past friendships. In fact, I grieve a lot of the friendships that I lost that I really miss, but we just kind of went separate ways, and that's how it was supposed to be. Number 11 is feeling your emotions more deeply. When you are not on the healing journey, you tend to numb your emotions and push them down. But when you commit to this journey, you're going to feel like you're going crazy because you're feeling everything so deeply. But this is really normal. 12 is you finally are seeing your parents as human and maybe seeing their unhealed trauma or inner child. Before we enter the healing journey, we kind of just think people are the way that they are. But once we understand why we are the way we are, we can start to see the patterning and conditioning in other people as well. If you relate to any of these, let me know below.
Absolutely. You already know I agree with everything that she said. It's all extremely true. This is a good TikTok. That is the kind of spiritual TikTok you need. The kind that helps you grow. Not, makes you shrivel up into a ball of fear, thinking that you understand demons and dimensions and it's just you're spreading fear and powerlessness. No, this is it. This is empowering. Being able to navigate yourself on a spiritual level and understand that it's a growth process rather than, an attack on you is essential. This is good. Thank you, Kirsten.
These are animals as omens. So if you see these animals, this is a sign for you.
My twin, what the frick? It's like I'm looking at myself.
Owl means be careful, something huge is coming. So if you see these animals, an owl, a rabbit, a crow, a deer, a ladybug, a dragonfly, snakes, cat, lizards, and spiders, These are signs for you. Now let's break it down. If you see an owl, it means be careful, something huge is coming to you. If you see a deer, it means that the heavens want you to know that you need to have faith. The spider means a friend will come and provide help. A rabbit means forces of nature are with you, abundance and fertility. Ladybug, messenger of joy and good luck, especially ladybug. Lizard, your dreams reveal something important. A cat, hidden forces and spiritual powers are near you. Dragonfly, omen of fairy present. Snakes, your passion will open gates. And crow, the truth will appear. Go ahead, screenshot this, do what you gotta do, but pay attention, because if you ever read The Alchemist, then you understand what I'm talking about. These animals come as signs.
Okay, so when I see stuff like this, my immediate thought is, who wrote that? Whenever someone claims to know like every detail of something, every in-depth detail of what something means, that's a red flag for me. I get it if this has been said through generations of, books. She mentioned The Alchemist. I understand that, but having been in several books doesn't make it factual. I don't think that it's wise to bind yourself to stuff that's man-made. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't believe it's wise to bind your understanding to stuff like this. I'm not sure how exactly to say that, but every person is a unique soul. To think that we will all see a cat when we are, what the frick, whatever it said, let me see, among hidden forces and spiritual powers, like that's ridiculous. Some of us are surrounded by cats. I see tons of spiders. I actually just had to call my management here because I keep getting black widows at my front door. The spider, according to this, means a friend will come and provide help. I'm not at all like trying to sound pessimistic or anything, but I highly doubt that that is the case. However, I do see the piece in being reminded of that. I guess in some ways it could be harmless. The owl symbolizes, be careful, something huge is coming to you. I don't like when people say, oh, when you see this, beware this. I don't like that. Because it's almost like they're training you to be triggered by something when in reality it may mean nothing to you on your journey. So let's not put our power in the hands of whoever wrote this.
Things I wish somebody would have just told me before I started my spiritual journey. Number one, if you struggle with dream recall.
I just have to say, I love her. She's really funny. Sometimes it's like, but I actually really enjoy watching her. She's a bright soul. Concerning, but bright.
or lucid dreaming, try taking a nap. Most of us use our normal sleep cycle for rest and recharging, so you may never make it into the dream state where lucidity happens. So I decided I was going to start taking naps with intention and using that nap time not for rest and recharge, but instead to remember, to pay attention, and to also just be active within my dreams. Number 2, the ego does not die. The goal is to get the ego to mature. This idea that you could rid of the ego is done in ego. Somebody I know long as fuck was once said, as long as the sun shines, you're gonna have a shadow. I don't like them, but the message stuck. And last but not least, there is an unchanging outline to manifestation. It don't matter if you're doing spell work, which is nothing but the physical act of manifestation. It doesn't matter if you're doing the 3-6-9 method. There are pillars that will never change. Intention, envision, emotion, experience. Intend to see what you can feel to have what you deserve. If you don't think you're deserving, the entire equation gets canceled out. So you might want to check that base twice. You could say it as you're working the spell. You could say it as you're working yourself. Or you could just say it as you're working with that vision in mind.
She's absolutely right on a lot of what she said here. I think that a lot of people would call it manifestation, but I also am of the belief that when you believe something is possible, you're going to do things that kind of lead you to that end result. If I didn't believe that I could be a doctor, I probably wouldn't go to doctor college. I probably wouldn't read books on anatomy. Therefore, it's probably not going to happen. If I believe I can succeed as an artist, then when presented with a challenge such as, learning to draw men, that's something I'm learning right now. When presented with a challenge, I am more likely to make an attempt or, try and learn that skill, because I believe it is possible for me to succeed as an artist, if that makes any sense. And of course, what she said was correct about intention. If you intend to succeed, then you're more likely to succeed than someone who doesn't believe that they can. And that's not in every case. I hate to generalize. Some people don't believe, some people don't believe that they can be a famous actor or actress, but then it happens. Who knows? Perhaps the fact that they believe that they can enjoy their life as an actor or actress put them in positions based on choices that they made to where, they end up starring in something that skyrockets and becomes super famous. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's all in the choices that you make, and the choices that you make are based on if you truly believe that that end result is possible for you.
Like it. No, love is something that I never depended on from a woman. In fact, I don't even like it. Listen carefully. The thing that moves Sebi.
He's so cute. His ears are adorable. I actually haven't watched much Dr. Sebi. I've heard a lot about him and his quotes and little clips here and there, but I've never seen him like this.
Is that object on the horizon that always keeps showing up, not the love of a woman. And this was given to me by my mother. My mother said, look, when you were born into the world, you didn't born with a twin, okay? So you remember this, that the love that's gonna secure you is the love that you offer yourself, not the love of a woman. That could come and go. I've been married 4 times. I came home and found my wife in bed with another man. I didn't even feel bad. I felt good. My grandfather always said, get another quick.
No, what the frick?
Beautiful. Look, these are the things that we need to cultivate, not the dependency of another. Why should you be dependent on me for love? On yourself. That love that you have for you, that love would never die. But if you depend on me, why would you want to do that?
Yeah, that is true. I think I agree with most of what he said. I think it's really dangerous how in our society we are so focused on filling that little void with another person. I understand wanting to be loved and have community or, just feeling like a part of something. I understand those feelings, but also I think I'm at a place in my life where, you realize humans are fragile. No two people are the same. You fill your void with a person that doesn't even have the same understanding of reality as you. I think that's kind of risky. maybe more risky if you do that without, actually getting to know the person for a long time before you let them take that place in your heart. But yeah, like he said, we're two different people on two different paths coming together. We share some of our life, and then suddenly somebody wants to, have an affair. Just to me, I've come to understand that it is so much more important to, like he said, be able to love yourself in that way and see relationships as more of, two healthy people who love themselves in that manner coming together and being able to coexist and, support each other in a healthy way, not codependence, not filling each other's void, but rather both parties being strong enough as individuals to where the foundation is solid to come together and build something on top. That's how I see it.
Look past the physical and just peep out what's going on spiritually.
These filters are wild. Her eyes are just filtered to oblivion.
A lot of times, they know who you are and who's backing you when you don't even know. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know what is walking with you, protecting you divinely on unseen levels. Again, look past this physical reality and see what is going on spiritually. What's taking place spiritually will later take place physically.
Ooh. Yes. What she said, I'm going to watch that again. Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Like when you think of, for example, a narcissist or a sociopath, psychopath, they know. They know what you have behind you, which is how they know you would be a ideal victim, or which is how they know that they don't like you or they want to hurt you. They know. They know that. It can be seen. And I think it's super important, like she said, to be aware of who is backing you and behind you. When I was quitting alcohol, I think that point in my life is when I realized I was not alone. I'm being supported. It's so important to be aware. And I think when you're aware, you walk far more confidently. None of this fear, stuff on the outside here. When you know who stands for you and who has your back, you will know your own power in this world as you walk through, as you go on your journey. She's right. Absolutely know it. Because when you don't know it and they know how to get you. They know what door to take, which back door to take around to your soul to really take hold and bring you down. It is essential to know those things. How to know? Meditate. Be aware, just like she said. Be aware of the energy around you. Feel the energy around you. Question every spirit. I strongly agree with what she's saying. I think one of our biggest problems in our society today is that we don't know as individuals. We think we are, a gender or an ethnicity, a religion, but we don't truly know what we have in our DNA that is still there. We're taught to ignore it. They call, junk DNA. Like, there's no junk DNA. All of it matters. It's just they don't want you to know that. All of it is a part of your soul. And it's essential to understand how that works. And when I say DNA, what I'm actually saying is like the DNA is like a record of your ancestors' experience on Earth, their development, etc. A lot of times you will find that you pick up where your ancestor left off in some senses. There might be a little crossover. For example, you can have an ancestor that, has an addiction. Without even knowing, you also come to experience that addiction. If that makes any sense. It's very sad that we do not live in a society that encourages us to understand our ancestry or DNA on an individual level. It's so important. We have cultures that will hide, experiences of past ancestors like grandpa, grandma. We won't tell the grandchildren because we don't want them to be influenced by that. But in reality, if we could talk openly about the experiences of those who came before us all the way down to our current generation, we would have an advantage as we navigate through this world and form our DNA to pass down to our children, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure if I'm using the right words. Let me know if you understand what I'm trying to say. But DNA is something, and they understand that. They absolutely understand it. They don't teach us. We have junk DNA. It is so essential to understand that your DNA is almost like a library of Alexandria of your soul and your lineage. You write your little book and you add it to your DNA, you pass it down. Your children receive that. So what you do in your life plays a part in the DNA that you pass down to your children. It's not by chance. It's not all by chance. I don't like to generalize, but I believe that we do have the power to modify our own DNA based on our experiences, healing processes, breaking generational curses. That's the thing. It's so essential that we understand that we play a part in what comes next, what happens next based on what we do right here. So that's why it would make sense to not be completely toxic. You're passing that down to your children and the role that they play in the world and what's to come. And that is it. I am actually out of battery now, so thank you for watching. There'll be plenty more. Comment if you have a thought, a feeling, share information. Don't be afraid. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.